Okay. Well, if you told me before the game we were going to get a point, I would have been pretty happy with it. I'm going to be honest. So, I mean, considering the 9 guys gone on international duty, and then DJ, Tapias, and who else? There's someone else who was also gone or injured. Hugo Bachard, who definitely would have played, but due to those 3 injuries and then the 9 people gone on international duty, it was a really, really different starting 11. Even giving 4 MNUFC 2 players a short-term contract for the day. The bench was super, super, super small, but I'm just going to get into it. Some definite questions going into the game was how well Eriksson was going to play. If we were going to be able to score with, Abayo Smith was going to start at striker, very young forward. Another question mark was if Irwin was going to be solid at the back. Personally, I think he's a great backup option. There are some years in Colorado where he'd come here and stand on his head against us a lot, or get some other games. Particularly remember several games against Colorado or at Colorado at home where he was just Irwin played unreal against us. I think he's just a fine backup. So we're gonna see if that was, if we could count on him, which he made some huge saves, absolutely huge saves. The back-to-back save on Kambunga and then Areola shot. So that back-to-back save, he made a couple other big saves in the game. So I thought Irwin definitely was huge tonight. And I really, really thought Eriksson played extremely well at the back. No mistakes, didn't do anything flashy, but just no mistakes really, which was great. And from the Ireland game, the team of St. Patrick's Athletic, the Irish team that we played in the friendly, and his little cameo against Philadelphia, where it was definitely not the best debut for the. He looked great. We know we're playing a lower league team, or not lower league. Sorry, FC Dallas fans, not a lower league team. There's a little shot at you guys, but I absolutely misspoke because obviously there's no promotion relegation, but they're not doing well. We'll just say that. So, to get a point against a lower league team with, basically our B team, kind of. We didn't have a DP on the field, so I'll take the point for sure. And we got some debuts from some young kids through our academy. At one point, we had 4 kids from Minnesota on the field, guys from Minnesota. Just great for our lack of academy debuts in the past to now we're seeing young kids come up left and right and doing well, getting some minutes. Due to the situation, yeah, it's going to happen, but when they do well and stuff, it's just great. But we started off the game really well. Goal in the 9th minute. Bongi does well. It was an accidental pass because I thought he was going to take a touch and shoot, but it was a little bit too big of a touch, but it ends up going straight to Hassani, sends it the opposite way Bongi was going to shoot, kind of maybe thrown off the goalie a little bit, and it was a banger of a shot from Hassani to get it goal in the 9th minute, but then just a set-piece play that you could definitely tell that FC Dallas had worked on the practice field a lot. From a corner, little couple passes, and they get a shot off the box, out the box from Liam Fraser, who curls one into the side netting. Unfortunately, I don't think Irwin could have saved this one. I don't think St. Clair could have saved this one. Maybe he could have. It would have been a very tough save, but that ties it up. Unfortunately, we had a couple other chances in the first half. Some balls coming in. And Bio Smith shot I specifically remember that was saved. I don't quite remember if that was in the first or second half, but it was probably his best chance of the night, and it was unfortunate that it got saved. And then Franco picked up a yellow card, which was a good tactical foul by Franco to stop play for sure, stop the counter. Will Trapp in the 47th minute, so added 2 of the 45th, picked up another yellow before halftime. Going into halftime 1-1. We didn't make any subs with I mean, I think some players played okay and stuff, but with the lack of depth on the bench, there wasn't going to be any subs at halftime, I believe, unless due to injury or something. But in the 65th minute, we made our first sub with Patrick Weah coming in for Franco. Franco was gas. I mean, he played pretty well all night, but you could tell in the second half he was just tired after that first 15 or so minutes. So it was definitely time to get him off. I mean, it was a hot day out, and he put in a good shift, Franco did, for sure. Patrick Weah coming on. Nice to see. Abayo Smith went over to the right, and then in the 79th minute, Cage Romeshin came on for Abayo Smith, and at that moment, with four guys from Minnesota on the field, Caden, and then also Devin Padelford. So just really sweet to see that we're getting guys from Minnesota. Some of them obviously all not the right path through our academy, with us acquiring Caden differently, but I mean, all have roots from Minnesota, came through some sort of academy system here. You know, just really cool to be that they're contributing to the first team. So, yeah. Lastly, 87th minute, Morris Dugan came on for Ken Clark, our German draftee that we drafted. I can't quite remember where we drafted him out of. Des Moines, or yeah, I can't quite remember where he was drafted out of, unfortunately. But he's a German defender, came on, went to center back. Padelford went to the left, wing back. But the whole second half, we kind of trying to hit him on the counter. You tell we're kind of trying to hold on for that 1 point compared to the first half when we are kind of going at him a bit in the early part of the first half. All around a good point, I thought, for sure. A lot of young players coming on, contributing to the team. It was nice to see Valentin was surprisingly on the bench. I don't know if he's going back on international duty after this. I think maybe it was just in case we really needed him. But, I mean, for him to come on the bench, come back from international duty, come on the bench, do all that. And if he goes back for international duty with Puerto Rico, kudos to him for doing that for the club, because that's just awesome for him to do that. But overall, great performance. Yeah, just solid performance from everyone, stepping up big time. So I'm going to get into player ratings and kind of wrap it up then. I'm going to start with Irwin. I'm going to give a 8 out of 10. Some huge saves. No clean sheet, but some huge saves. Huge saves. Padelford, I thought played great. Absolutely great. I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. Michael Boxall, a 9 out of 10. Erickson, a 9 out of 10. I thought the back three were great. Caden Clark, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Right? Yeah, 7 out of 10. Will Trapp, a 7 out of 10. Sorry, Dotson, a 8 out of 10. And I think he's going to be my man of the match with the goal. Or actually, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, excuse me. 9 out of 10. And my man of the match, Sonny Dotson. Sanbin, sorry. Jan Singbin. I'm going to give him a 8. Thought he played well. Bongi, an 8. Bio Smith, a 7. Franco Prankapane a 7. Yeah, overall great performance from the starters. Bench, I'm going to give Patrick Weah a 7. Cage, I'm going to give him a 7. And Morris Dugan a 7. All I thought contributed a bit, came off the bench and did a little bit for the time they're on the field. Yeah, very young cameos from players. Just overall, my whole thought of it was Irwin was great. Net Erickson looked excellent, which was an awesome thing to see. It's not like we'd like to see players who aren't doing well. It's not like we want them to continue to do bad. It was just awesome that after that first debut against Philadelphia and the start against that St. Patrick's athletic team didn't look the greatest, but kind of, shut that off, played for the second team a bit, and Erickson looked great tonight, I thought. So just having that depth at center back with some of these young players is awesome to see. It's just absolutely awesome. So I can't be more happy with the point out of the points that we got, because I felt like this, even though it feels like we didn't really give them a lot, like they didn't have a lot of opportunities. I thought we played really, really well. It's just that unfortunate set piece goal that they scored that, to be honest, it was a great set piece work by them off the corner. So kudos to FC Dallas for that, for sure. But this was by far a weak team from us, with not a lot of depth and a lot of young players contributing, but stepping up big time today for sure. So that was just huge. Great point, I guess, considering everything. I mean, I wouldn't want to tie FC Dallas at home if we had a lot more players available, but, it is what it is. So, as always, come on, you lose, and thanks for tuning in.